it's a new beginning. Start off with an interesting shaila. Abshamik Zatzal always used to ask a question. If one looks in Sarah Nisyanis, and Avram had 10 trials, tribulations, and various Rishonim tell you what the 10 were, not for our purposes right now. If a person wants to look, you can look it up in the Mishnah. And Ben Yaina says like this, the Rambam says like that. Everybody has their own version of the Asara Nisyanis. I'll just tell you an interesting Rambam. The Rambam says, contrary to other people, the Rambam says the first test was Lech Lecha. Shlomo Zatzal used to ask every year, same question. I would think that going into the burning furnace is a much bigger, more difficult test than leaving home, especially if we give you the preface that Avram's father wanted to kill him. Avram's father, Terach, took Avram to Nimrod. Get rid of the kid, he's a troubled kid. He takes his baseball bat from Houston and breaks all the idols. Get rid of him, throw him into the fire. The final solution didn't start in 1939 or whenever it started. The final solution started with the first Yid, the first Jaime. Started back in the day with Avram, we didn't want to get rid of him. Okay, want to get rid of Avram. So why is that not a test? That would seem much harder than leaving home when your father wants to kill you. Shlomo Zatzal always used to say every year, year after year, Shlomo Zatzal would say, every person is willing to die for a cause. If it's the kamikazes, if it's the terrorists that don't know where they are, they shouldn't say where they are, I should say I don't know where they are all over the planet, they're willing to die. For Ahmad, for Mustafa, it doesn't make a difference for who. They're willing to die. That's not a chiddush. A chiddush is when you do something which goes against your intelligence. Oh, that's a test. If I understand it's not that cause, he's not going to die for his cause. And you want to get one step further. It's more how the parsha starts off. Parshas Vayera starts off. Avram does hospitality. Olam Chesed Yiboneh. If you want to build worlds, especially if you want to do kiruv, Gemara says in Chulin, you want to persuade somebody, you do it with food. Food's the medium for Hasota, Bachila, Vishasiya. How did the parsha end? Probably the most cruel act anybody ever committed was a father willing to sacrifice his son. It almost doesn't make sense. Here you have Avram, Mr. Chesed, commendable endeavor, runs for Arabs, for the cousins, and at the end of the prayer, sacrifices his own son. Whoa. Let's slow down a minute. What happened here? When did this metamorphosis take place? It's a little bit strange. Bertrum back in the day, long time ago, more than 30 years for sure. And we'll tell you one more pasuk in the Akedah. The pasuk says in the Akedah, if people looked at the Parshas Akedah, if you want, you can wait till Shabbos. If you said Parshas Akedah today, it's good too. The Torah says, Ata yadati ki yirei Elokim ata. Now I know you fear God. Middle Akedah. Avram's 137 years old. Avram didn't exactly have easy street, didn't have easy life. Avram had a hard life. Doesn't make a difference what his trials and tribulations were right now. Maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. But I'll go on it. So, Mashiach said, now, when a person has two midas in him, chesed, what's the opposite of chesed? The opposite of chesed, the opposite of kindliness is murder. What's the difference for who, for what, for why? If you have chesed in you, and you feed all the people you fed, and you're willing to kill your own son, so you have two opposites. If you have two opposite character traits in you, that's fear of God. Fear of God is not. And we'll tell you even more. If you look at the Klei Yakar, Pashas Bereshis, I don't have the Klei Yakar, I'll tell it to you outside. The Klei Yakar says in Pashas Bereshis, when the Pasuk says, when he gets married, Pasuk says that, what's the Pasuk by man and wife? No, not Al-Ken Yazoo. What's the Pasuk? Chesky. And you have somebody that's against you. What's the Pasuk? Ezer Kenegdo. The Klei Yakar says on the Pasuk, Ezer Kenegdo. It's Smardik when he says what he says. It's Klei Yakar, buried 5-6 away from the Maharal in Prague. 5-6 people away from the Maharal is the Klei Yakar. Klei Yakar says, Aslo Ezer Kenegdo. When a person lives by himself and he does chesed, that's not the true test. When you're living by yourself, you could be a tzaddik, you could do whatever you want. All of the words of the Klei Yakar. I'm not adding anything. When is it a test? When you have a kinegdoi. You have to fight somebody. You want to do a certain mitzvah. And the kinegdoi says, no, you gave enough tzedakah, you did enough hospitality, you give me a week off, a week turns into a month turns into almost a year. Hey, what do you mean you don't connect though? When there's somebody fighting you, when there's confrontation, when you got to cross the goal line, when you have because the connect though makes you better. When you have a challenge, it's not automatic you're going to do it. It's good when you do it when you're alone, of course it's good. Everything a Jew does is good. When you have a connect, friction, another faction in your life. Oh, that's what he says. These are the shyness. He agrees diametrically opposed to trait of chesed. The Vilna Gaon says it. If you remember, I don't know if we said it in the summer. We didn't say it in the summer. If we did, we'll say it now. And if we didn't, we'll also say it now. What was the greatness of Pinchas? When did Pinchas get to Bris Shalom? Pinchas got to Bris Shalom when he killed Zimri. Whoa, remain of peace. Pinchas, how did you kill? Nay. A person, that's the word from the Vilna Gaon. When a person has two opposite traits, and he knows when to use which one. Imagine back in the 60s, let's go back 50 years, maybe more than 50 years. Back in the day when I was growing up, I'm still growing up, I hope so. When Al Kopanim, back in the day, in the 60s, you had such a thing as a conscientious objector. Imagine somebody comes to David HaMelech. Imagine somebody comes to Yoshua, and they tell Yoshua, me no shoot no gun. Yoshua says, me shoot you. We tell the David, me shoot you. What do you mean you're a conscientious objector? There's no conscientious objector in the Torah. You gotta go to war, you gotta go to war. Finished, end the story. So you can be the biggest man of peace, the greatest man of peace. This is Torah. I do want to speak a little bit about Nishaynus. And the Nishaynus start way back. The Nishaynus start, the Lutzato says, I can just read you a few lines, a line or two from the Lutzato. Lutzato says it's so good. That's how he starts off his Sefer. Lutzato says right at the beginning of the Sefer, Kol Inyonei Ha'olam Nishaynus Heim L'Adam. Everything is a test for man. Everything. Poverty, wealth, health, whatever it is, it's there somewhere. Everything is a test for man. This side, that side, it's all a test. Man was put into this world to be tested into everything. Somebody's healthy, somebody's chas v'shalom sick, poverty, everything's a test for man. Can't run away from the shyness. That person's being tested all the time. All the time, person's being tested. But the Ramban puts it to very simple form. Ramban, he says over here, God tested Avram. Maybe another time we'll tell you why Yitzchak wasn't tested. We'll leave that alone for now. He Inyan anisoyim uladaiti. The Rambam's giving you his opinion. What is a test? Ma'avu yes ma'isa adam. Mishus muchletis biyado. Man has free will to do what he wants. If he wants, he can go right. If he wants, he can go left. Anything he wants. East, west, the other two directions as well. Im Yirtze Yaseh, he spells it out, the Rambam, he spells it out. Im Yirtze Yaseh, if you want to do it, you do it. Im Lo Yirtze Lo Yaseh, you don't do it. Yikra Nisayim, Mitzad HaMenusah. It's only a test for the person that's put into the predicament. Does he want to daven mincha today? Or doesn't he want to daven mincha today? Havel HaMenaseh, the boss. Kadosh Baruch HaMenaseh Yisbarach. He knows. Yitzhak boy, why is the person being tested? God knows what you're going to do. God knows that you're going to get a 90, an 80, whatever mark you're going to get. Hashem knows. What you have dormant in you, Hashem wants to make it come to fruition. Why? So Ramban explains, God wants you to get reward for doing a good act, not for having a good heart. We told you many times, and we didn't tell you, we told other people many times. That's why all Jews have cardiac arrest, because the Jews at heart. Don't be a Jew at heart. Put on tefillin in the morning. Put on tzitzis in the morning. Open up the Gemara. Open up the Ramban. Open up the Rambam. Learn. That's all Hashem wants. That's what he wants. And he says over here, Hashem Tzadik Yivchan. Hashem only tests the righteous. Kishiyadeya. The Tzadik. Sheyaser Ritzayna. God knows you're going to pass the test, so he gives you a test. God doesn't test losers. Let's make it simple. He doesn't test losers. The Chavitz Letztika, he wants to show how righteous, how great, how valuable this person is. It's Avayse B'Nisayoi. That's it. And he says, V'lo Yivchan Eser Shoel. The biggest chizuk, when a person's going through hardships, is what the Ramban says in this line. God doesn't test wicked people. Forget about it. He's not wasting his time with wicked people. The Eibishter. God tests the person when he knows the person can pass. And will pass. The wicked people don't listen. Wicked people don't care. Every trial and tribulations and trauma and turbulence and all the other synonyms you want to throw in is l'toivas hamenusa. It's for the benefit of the person being tested. Don't think God doesn't love you because he makes it so hard. On the contrary, God loves you more. He knows you can pass. He hopes you to be a righteous person if he's giving you hardships. Whatever the hardships are. A, B, C, D, doesn't make a difference. Everybody has his own hardships. You can't escape hardships. Rabbeinu Tam says, Rashi's grandson. The Bali Taisvis lived during the time of the Crusaders. In 1095, for the next 200 years, the Crusaders did what they wanted to do. Yamach Shemon v'Zichron. Rabbeinu Tam, Rashi's grandson, spells it out. He just puts it down. And he says, where is it? Perak Shishi, Amida Shishis. So he says it. Lutzato says it over. I'll just read you Lutzato since it's right here. Lutzato says, Kolin Yoni Erom L'Shoynes Ein L'Adam. Poverty on one side, wealth on the other. That's it. That's it. Whatever predicament you're in, you can go either way. But the Rabbeinu Tam says, that's what he says here. It's a Mayradik, it's a Yesayid in life, it's a Yesayid in everyday living. Just like you say Moida'ani every day, just like you say Shalom Asani Goy every day, or you should say it every day. This is what he says here. Every person should, that's what he says. It's Mayradik. Whatever happens, HaKaireis, HaKaireis, HaBois, HaBnei Adam, Chidushim, Ramay Tovim. Things change. I don't care if the market goes down or the market goes up. Whatever it is. The real estate goes down or the real estate goes up. And he spells out a lot of possibilities, Rabbeinu Tam. he's going to be in a siege, or he's going to get an elevated position, or he's going to make mucho dinero, in simple English, a lot of money, or he's going to be taken into captivity, or he's going to lose money, or God forbid he's going to get sick, or if he doesn't get sick, chas v'shalom, one of his loved ones from his household is going to get sick. He's going to be exiled. How the Jews have suffered from exile. The Jews have suffered from everything written there. He's going to be put into jail. Into jail. And one of his loved ones are going to die. All of these things shake a person. That b'nei Adam. It moves you. It shakes you. From service of God. It's not fair. You know, told you many times, if Y is a crooked letter, Y is also a crooked question. It's a crooked question. Why? That's the billion-dollar question. But says the Rabbeinu Tam, lived during the Crusaders. When a person's going through hardships. The Crusaders, doesn't make a difference if you call them Ferdinand and Isabel. It doesn't make a difference if you call them Chemlitsky. It doesn't make a difference if you call them the Tsar. It doesn't make a difference if you call them Mikl, Yamach, Shemam, and all the Goyim. We're all the same. The first Mishnah says in Bava Kama, Tzad HaShavah Shabem, Dakom Lahazik. They don't want to damage you, they want to kill you. Simple. Don't think they just want to damage you. They want to kill you. Capital K. Kill. That's what they want. He says when a person's going through these hardships, the person's being tested, is he strong or weak? Are you cut out? But Ramban told you are cut out, or else you wouldn't get the test. So that would be the answer to what Rabbeinu Tam is saying. He says right over here, is he strong or is he weak? And he says, I don't have to turn this page or not, there's a page here. Person's strong. Strong. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Fight. A person's strong and he has legitimate emunah, real emunah. Nothing can move you, nothing can shake you. Just like the strongest wins. I'm sure, you don't know, I didn't do a study. Sandy happened in New York, so I can speak about Sandy. I don't know what happened in Houston. I do know what happened in Houston. I don't know what happened in Florida. Just like the strongest winds can't uproot trees. A person has a emunah. Nobody can move you. Nobody can shake you. Nobody can bend you. That's it. That's what a person has. A person is being put through the ringer. They live through it, they can talk about it. Want to know when the Yisrael said Na'aseh V'nishma, what does it mean? It means, God, you can put me through the ringer. I am not going to lose my religion because the situation is tough. What did somebody tell me? My last roommate, before I got married, told me, he heard from a tailor in Chicago. Doesn't make a difference who he was, the tailor in Chicago. But since he heard it from a tailor, maybe he was Jewish, there'll be a schuss for him. Heard this more than 40 years ago. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Doesn't make a difference what the situation is, what you're doing. That's the motto. The going gets tough, the tough get going. And that's what Bnei Yisrael said, Na'aseh V'nishma. What do you mean Bnei Yisrael said Na'aseh V'nishma? If I got all the money I want in the bank, then I say Na'aseh V'nishma. But if I got 20/20 vision, then I say Na'aseh V'nishma. So Na'aseh V'nishma when I don't get the break that I needed. Because if you needed the break, you would get the break. Why didn't God give you the break? Because you don't need the break. You can get by without the break. And you will get by without the break. It's mind-boggling when you think about it. Rav Shach came here prior to World War II. All of Rav Shach's friends when they got married, they got apartments, they got nothing, they got money, let's make it simple, they got money, whatever. Shach man, a regular girl, no money, no apartment. But when World War II broke out, a little bit before World War II, the people that saw what was coming. Shach had the privilege, he had the shmaya to leave Poland or wherever it was, Lithuania is more correct. Came there in Israel. The people that had apartments, they were entrenched in whatever they had back in the old country, stayed. We don't have to tell you how the story ended. Everybody knows how those stories ended. Rahman al-Islam. No, God doesn't like me. He didn't give me the richest girl. It's for your good. It's for your good. The Panovich Rav lost 8 out of 9 sons in World War II. Then he built Panovich. Because it's a mission ticket to build Panovich. You think you could just say, God, I want to build Panovich. The money's going to roll in. I'm going to build Panovich. You got to pay your dues. Not only the Panovich Rav. The Klausenberger lost 11 kids in World War II, all wiped out. By the Nazis, Yamach Shema. Then he built Kiryat Sands over here, Netanya. He built the Shas Kirtles all over the world. He built Union City, New Jersey. We think people have easy lives. We go on and on and on. These are Nisyonis. These are Nisyonis. The Shevet Musa says, the Shevet Musa. He goes through some of the lineups of some of the Jewish greats. It's Perek Vav, this I think we never mentioned it. Perek Vav, Ois Beis. The leaders of the Jewish people, what they went through in life. All the famous. We could start, Dailei Eilam, Tzadikim Gemurim. The world was created for them. God created the world for. I don't want to mention names. I won't mention any names. I don't care if they're from Houston, and I don't care if they're from La La Land. And I don't care if the name was Luel Cinder. And if you don't know what it is, I'll tell you afterwards. If you're my age, you know Marim Abdul. In my day, it was Lou. Sha'aylam Nivra Avuram. Avram Roish HaMa'aminim. Spread the word. First monotheist was Avram Avinu. Nirdaif min Nimrod. Nimrod was pursuing him. The pasuk says, "Elokim Yevakesh es Nirdaf." God looks after the one that's being chased, even even if it's tzaddik is running after a Russia, God's looking out for the Russia. Chatzkel Levenstein always used to say, make sure you're not pursuing anybody. You want to survive, don't pursue anybody. Doesn't make a difference if you're the tzaddik, if he's the tzaddik. Don't pursue anybody. Avram his whole life was pursued by Nimrod. He was running from here, he was running from there. Hashem promises him. Yeah. Nimrod's running after him. Finished. Yitzchak, Yaakov. Oh, he didn't have a hard life. Yitzchak went to Gra, Eretz Plishtim. Yaakov went to Haran. All the Nishanis they had, we spoke about it. One-on-one. Let's go a little bit weiter. Rav Sheshes and Rav Yosef. You know what their Nisayon was? Chachmei HaTalmud. They didn't have 20/20 vision. Lo and behold, how could you learn if you don't see? What do you think? You'd say, Nasa v'nishma God. If I can see the Gemara, then I have an obligation to learn. And if I can't see the Gemara, I don't have an obligation to learn. You don't pick your Nishayness. Nishayness is not a multiple choice test. I want to try one, A, B, C, or D. You don't pick. Well, God picks you. You got to step up to the plate. What does he say over here? Get ready. Yoshua! It's unbelievable. He has to the mind of everybody. Everybody. We don't know why. Moshe's kids didn't follow Moshe's roads. He didn't go on his ways. I was in the car today, so someone said, ways. Moshe's children didn't use Moshe's ways. Finished. All right? Yoshua took over. Took the Jews in Eretz Yisrael. Didn't have sons. We'll just leave it at that statement. Yoshua didn't have any sons. Only daughters. B'nai Eli, B'nai Shmuel. You learn Navi, you know who Eli HaKohen was, you know who Shmuel HaNavi was. Their kids didn't go in their father's path. Chizkiah had rebellious children. David, we don't have to speak about David. His kids wanted to kill him black and white. We don't have to say more. It's unbelievable the shyness that these people have. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. We don't have to understand the biggest mistake when the plumber fixes your toilet. If you know the first thing about toilets or the second thing about plumbing, you can ask them why he did this or why he didn't do that. But I don't think most people ask the plumber why he did this or why he did that. So you're willing to admit you don't know plumbing. You think you know how God runs the belt? Come on. It's a complicated world. God's going to make everything tick. And it's been ticking for over 5,700 plus years. It's not a cruise control the world. Maybe this machine goes on cruise control. I don't know. You put it down, it lights up, it makes believe it listens. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. This Baruch Hu runs the veil. These are the facts of life. Rab Chanina ben Daisa, Rab Elazar ben Pedas, they're below the poverty level. What eat? What sages? We're not talking about that. Leave it at that. We're about the great sages in the Gemara. Unbelievable. Poverty. They had menial jobs. Menial job. They didn't put on a suit every day. Put on a white shirt every day. Menial jobs. I mean, it's mind-boggling when you think about it. David HaMelech. I think David HaMelech was as smart as anybody here. I can ask anybody here, if you have sons, if you have daughters, if you want any of your children to say that you're all Baruch Hashem grandparents, you're all grandparents, Baruch Hashem. Does anybody here want his son to marry a shepherd? I don't understand. I don't understand. The tribes, Yaakov's sons. I think they're as smart as anybody here today and yesterday and probably next week too. Yaakov's sons have to be shepherds. David has to be a shepherd. Shmuel has to be a shepherd. Moshe has to be a shepherd. Give him a job. I don't think one person wants his son-in-law, his grandson-in-law to be a shepherd. I'm not saying anything wrong. But when do you have time to think? Person has to think. Person has to think every day, why did God put me into the world? Why? What am I here for? What am I here for? At least a minute a day think, why did God put me here for? What for? Why? Why? It's a simple question. What am I doing here? What's my purpose? Why am I on planet Earth? What for? Simple question. It goes on and on over here. The greatest people had such trials and tribulations, we go on and on. On and on. It's an endless topic wherever you look. Wherever you look you look at people's lives. You can't understand why this one has this and this one has that. We don't want to go through all the shyness that a person can have. There's a lot. I mean, I told a few people recently, Hashem wants to show He's alive and well. Houston. Houston's not on the map for hurricanes. But if Hashem wants people to wake up, see He runs the show. Abai say, I'm going to make a cameo appearance. For those that remember Colombo, same thing with Colombo. Cameo appearance. Once in a blue moon, Colombo puts on his coat, whatever. He made it, Colombo. His Baruch wakes up the people. I don't know if people woke up. Maybe they didn't because Florida happened after Houston. So a guy's going to say, Gemara says, oh, God's very strong in the water when He's using water. So, it could be a mechutzav like Titus. Maybe we got to tell you a story about Titus, which I heard recently, very recently. Ponovitch Shara, we mentioned before, was once in Rome. He calls up the doctor. Who's the doctor from Yeshua? What's his name?
Rothschild.
Who?
Rothschild.
Rothschild, very good. Right. Dr. Rothschild and the Ponovitch Shara were once in Rome together, different rooms, different maybe hotels, but anyway. The Ponovitch Shara calls up Dr. Rothschild, I don't know, 2 o'clock in the morning. That was 2:30, let it be 2:30. He says, I need the doctor to come here right away. The doctor says to the Ponovitch Shara, is everything okay? Yeah, everything's good. You need me to come to your room 2 o'clock? Yeah. Is everything okay? Yeah. You need you to come to the room? Okay. The Ponovitch Shara calls it to his room. You go to his room. Goes to the room with the Ponovitch Shara. Ponovitch Shara says, we're going. 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if he came in pajamas, but I'm sure he didn't. But anyway, where are we going? See the Architects. Say that. The Ponovitch Shara wants to go at 2:30 in the morning to see Titus's arch.
Hello?
Ponovitch Shara.
Yeah.
Ponovitch Shara goes to the arch. Says, Titus! The whole world forgot about you. The whole world doesn't know who you are and what you did. And you can throw in the rest of the story. Ponovitch Shara says, the Jews remember you. So Titus is the one that says God only has power on water. Hashem says to Titus, I'm going to get you a little creature. I don't know how the little creature was when he was started, but hey, they grew a little bit. What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? The water didn't wake up the people. Not the water in Houston, not the water over there in Florida. Say that. I get you different way, Rabbi Sides. Fire. Hashem has many ways. Hashem has 1,000,001 other ways too. It's enough what HaKadosh Baruch Hu did. Hashem should be meichel for making such a statement. Let's pray. You should say die. No, enough tzaras. Hashem has 1,000,001 ways. That's what a person has to understand. That's why a person's in this world. That's what that person's doing here. That's why you're here. Those are the facts of life. This is Avram Avinu. Test after test. And a person has to know if he's getting tested, God just wants to raise him and raise him and raise him. The Ramban says, which we didn't read, the Ramban says the word Nisayom comes from the word Nes, which is a banner. I'm sure most people here have been to the stadium, any park, flags are always on top. Have a simple shayla. Ramban says, not me. How come you don't put the flag on the bottom? Put the flag on top, all the way on top. You see it blowing in the wind. Shining every time a person has a Nisayom, you're getting elevated. So don't give up. I'm saying it to myself. I don't need anybody here except myself. Just talking out loud. Whatever the Nisaynis are. And everybody has Nisaynis. Just like a tailor makes a suit for everybody a different size, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives everybody different Nisaynis. These are the rules of the game. These are the rules of the game, and that's what a person has to know. You're getting the shyness, he says here, you have the Yavits. Yeah, listen to a Yavit. One Yavit, we'll end up with a Yavits. The Yavit says over in Pirkei Avos. So he says here, the Mishnah says, the Mishnah which everybody knows, when your enemy falls, don't rejoice. Don't be elated. Don't be ecstatic. Why? Yavits lived during the Spanish Inquisition. So he says here. So he knows what the Inquisition was about. Why shouldn't I rejoice when my enemy falls? What would the Yavits say? What would a Jew that went through Ferdinand and Rebbe and Isabella say? Because he's the one that's loved by God. Why? Shekibel HaYisura. He's not suffering. God zapped him. That's what he says. He's not finished the Yavits. Haylecha liyira v'layma. You should be afraid, and you should say, "Who told me many? Whoa, he's better than me. God zapped him. The Lord didn't zap me. He's better than me." Why? Because he rebuked him. He chastised him. He lambasted him, and not me. That's amazing. I don't care if you learn the Rabbeinu Tam. I don't care if you learn the Chassid Yavits. I don't care if you learn the Ramban. Suffering makes you better. Hashem wants to zap you. Chas v'sholom. Not a person. Never think Hashem wants to zap you. Doesn't want to zap you. What? A heavyweight beats a middleweight. It's a not a challenge. Hashem wants you to grow and grow and grow and grow. And if we realize all the nishanas that to get higher and higher and higher, Lord get me higher, Lord get me higher. It's a little bit of an achama, a little bit of a consolement. Hashem should give us yad d'shmaya. We should pass all our tests. Truth is, we daven in the morning, not to be tested, but if we are tested, we should pass all of our tests. We should see Mashiach. Remember, man and woman. Do